What's up guys, welcome to a new episode of Art for Art's Sake. I am your host Shafeek Zubair. Today's pick is a Kerala house that is almost 200 years old. Alright, I have started my sketch. I can see lots of beautiful dappled lights, and since the painting has a man-made structure, I want to give more time for the sketching. What I meant by man-made is the house. Working with man-made subject like a house, you can find lots of structural constructions such as diagonals and verticals. Whereas in natural subjects such as landscape, trees and fields, you can just bend it whatever way you wish because of its organic nature. It's very easy to spot structural or perspective flaws on a man-made subjects such as house or buildings. Therefore, I am giving more care to the sketching. Talking about the location, it's called Veda Academy situated in Mullassery, Thrissur, Kerala, where things like Kalaripayat, yoga, personality development and martial arts are taught by Sensei Dr. Suvardanan, who is a 7th Dan black belt holder in karate. He was generous enough to allow me to paint here. My uncle is one of his disciples and that helped. Now let's get back to painting. Before I start, I would like to talk about my palette. My palette contains lemon yellow, yellow ochre, cadmium orange, cadmium red, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, sap green, viridian hue and titanium white. This is my expanded palette especially used for outdoor paintings. For beginners or those who are trying oil colors for the first time, I urge you to work with limited palette. Limited palette means you are basically working with primary colors like one yellow, one red and one blue plus white. Trust me guys, you can create more vivid paintings with these just 3 colors. Working with these colors, you can understand what color bias is and what warm colors and cold colors are. I'm gonna make exclusive video on how I started my painting with a limited palette. You can see a painting on the left side entirely painted with primary colors plus white. It's not only the quantity of colors or brushworks that makes a painting great. It's all about your control over the colors or understanding of the color. You have to understand warm colors, cool colors, values, what color relativity is. Color doesn't work standalone. Color needs support. What color you are putting next to a color will change the context entirely. I know saying these strings of words doesn't make enough sense. It's like reading about color wheel and theory in books. Unless you start picking that brush, palette knife and start mixing, you can't understand what color wheel is. Again, back to the painting. I can see a lot of dappled light, especially on the ground and the roof. It's basically spotted light, which typically comes through gaps in a tree. I find the darkest dark spot inside the arch structure on the wall. I have added a dark accent on it. The green of foliage on the both sides has less light, it's mostly in the shadows. So I am just trying to imitate that impression on my painting. By doing that, I can create more focus on the ground where dappled lights are on. Whereas if I put lights, shadows and more contrast everywhere, the viewers might get confused after looking at the painting. I just don't want that to happen. So I am planning to put lights specifically. These are artistic calls that might differ person to person. I am just sharing my view on it. By watching this video, you can understand that light moves faster than the painting, though it's a time lapse. In real life, light changes every 20 minutes. It's not my word, it's according to Claude Monet, a French impressionist. How you can tackle this is probably by working on small sizes where you can finish faster. Always follow your initial hunch and just stick to it. Block the shadows first. It will make it easier for you to tackle the lights than following behind each light's differentiation and ended up in a mess. Because we can't capture the light movements fast as it's not constant. We have to plan and work accordingly. That's the main challenge of being a plein air painter. I am sharing these things with you from my own experiences. To tackle this situation, I have done a lot of small still life studies in the past where the light will be constant because we are creating the environment for the painting. You can work with 6 by 8 inch canvas panels. It hardly takes 1 hour to finish. By doing so, one can see how light and shadow works in real life, what the temperature look like, depends on the source of light. For instance, if the light source is a warm color, shadow inclines towards cool and vice versa. I did practice greens by using green cardstock as grass, by putting them under still life subjects and observing how light works and how the bounce back color look on the subject. In this painting, the warm color of the soil bounces back to the blue wall and creates a warm color on the wall. These are the small things you can practice before heading out for a plein air painting. So that's it guys for this painting. Let me know in comments what do you think of this painting. Also share your experience in working outdoors. Till then, happy painting.